What's going on, SC430 community? My name's Henry. Today we're starting a new series called Operation Frankenstein. Reason being is this 2002 Lexus SC430. Originally purchased mainly just for parts, but ended up not even using most of it just due to the amount of damage that came with the car that we didn't realize when I first got this. So there is some parts that have been gutted, some have been already broken and just left to rot. So that's why we're going to be basically rebuilding this car, reviving it back to operating conditions. It was running when it was purchased. It had about 150,000 miles on it, according to the title. I can't remember what exactly is the mileage on the car, but it was a salvage title, so definitely gonna have to do an inspection and do all the things you need to do to get it to a restore title to get it back on the road. Reason why it's called Frankenstein is just because I thought I'd just decide to name it Frank, right? Short for Frankenstein. And then the car is also green. Might be hard to see from on camera, but it is green with the camel saddle interior. So the budget for this is going to be probably, we're going to try to shoot for under $1,000 because I'm going to be mostly reusing any parts that I already have laying around, whether it's parts from my SC430, my dad's SC430, or the black one in the background from that 2007 SC430. That one I did strip out most of it mainly for parts, so that's why this is going to be a Frankenstein build, because there may be parts from this car, dad's car, or even my SC430. So there's going to be a mixture of colors, hopefully not too much for it to make it look kind of goofy. I'm going to try to keep the colors a little bit symmetrical, at least if there is any mixtures of colors from different SC430s. Main things we're going to have to deal with, since this car was last running from around this time last year when it was bought, so it's been a year that it's been sitting. So we're going to have to do a fluid change on basically all the fluids in the car. So we have windshield wiping fluid, that's basic, whatever. Power steering, brake fluid, engine oil, transmission oil, and things like that. Because it's been, again, sitting, and I gutted some parts, so it probably leaked out anyways. So gonna have to put fresh ones regardless. It's gonna need a new battery. And it's definitely going to need a new radiator, because the radiator currently in this car was from my SC430, and I just threw it in here just as a placeholder. Things I also noticed was the clamps for the battery, they're kind of rusted over, so we're going to replace those as well. So since this vehicle was supposedly in a wreck, I believe it's probably on the passenger side fender, which I'll show in a sec. It does have some damage to it. It looks like maybe they try to buff out the dents or whatever. Luckily, with the parted out 2007 SC430, I actually have the passenger side fender, so gonna have to sand it, paint it green to put it back on here, because I honestly don't want to have mixed colors exterior, mixed interior. That's fine by me because nobody's gonna really see it that much. So like I said before, we're going to be trying to reuse all the parts that I currently have just laying around from whatever extra parts that I don't need. So probably, as you can see, the hood is kind of being held up by a pipe, so hood struts is definitely going to have to be replaced. I do have some that are used that might be better than what it's currently at, so hopefully we don't have to buy new ones. Air intake and air filter, probably laying around somewhere. Hose clamps, there's a lot of hose clamps that are missing. Some hoses are cracked, we might have to replace those too. Hopefully I can just pull it off the other car and it'll be okay. But if not, if it's completely destroyed, we'll use that $1,000 budget to get a brand new one. Driver front suspension right here has been taken out. Gonna have to put that one back in. I still have it laying around. The wheel wells on both the passenger and driver side are taken out. I think I have some, so I'm gonna have to go see if I can go grab those and put these in here. The hubcap fasteners for the pie plate wheels on these are also, some of them are missing, some are there, so I have to see if I could go find some. I don't think I have any, probably have to buy it. Hopefully they're not too expensive. Looks like rear side markers, so it has aftermarket ones. I believe I have some OEM ones, so I'm just going to swap it out because we want to keep this car completely stock compared to obviously my SC430, which is modified cosmetically, right? So we're going to try to keep this one bone stock. We're going to have to replace the AC compressor because the one that was in here was taken out. I can pull it off from the 2007 and it should fit because it's the same engine, right? We're going to do a serpentine belt and timing belt check to make sure that's still in good condition. Tow hitch covers on the rear, those are missing. I'm going to rip it off the black one. Again, I'll paint it if need be. Depends on how it looks when I put it on, see if there's really much of a difference or not, but the fender I definitely want to repaint. Reverse lights, I definitely have some extras laying around. Need a grill, I have a couple extras, a bunch of plastic and metallic fasteners for the hood lining on the inside, and then a bunch of the roof lining on the interior. So there's a bunch of plastic fasteners that we're going to have to use, and luckily I have quite a bit, so hopefully I have enough to make it so everything stays in places and isn't like vibrating around, right? Driver's side door handle piece. So it's pretty common on these SC430s that on the door handle there's a little piece on this next to it that has the tendency to fall off a lot of times. So this one has that same thing. So again, just gonna rip it off the other SC430, put it on here, and hopefully all good and done. And then we're gonna replace any bulbs or fuses if needed. And if I do replace the bulbs, we're probably just gonna do all LED. But if they're still working, we're just gonna leave it in there because again, the 1K budget. So moving on to actually aftermarket things, probably not gonna do much aftermarket on this. Only things I can really think of is maybe just the radio that's already in here and a throttle controller just for, you know, for comfort when driving it. So that won't really be too much of a hit in the budget. Other convenience things that we're going to do, restoring the headlights. Probably going to have to replace the windshield wipers because it's been sitting there for so long. The interior seats, driver's side, and I think the passenger side as well is all completely ripped up. So we're just going to buy covers if needed. Probably not, but again, if we have room in the budget, why not? And then possibly refurbishing the speakers that are in here. Not sure if they're working or not, or if they have the damage and the foam damage around, and we would have to refoam the speakers. Again, convenience thing. May not have to do it. May will do it. I don't know. We'll see. And then window tint. Again, don't really need it, but again, if there's extra money in the budget, we can do that. But other than that, let's do a walkthrough and I'll show you what we got in store for us. Okay, so like I said before, yapping about all the other things we need to replace. So you can see we need some fasteners here. There's some loose random things happening. Some damage. Headlights need to be restored. Compressor is missing, so we need new refrigerant and all that stuff. So all the fluids and everything. This is the old radiator, gonna have to replace that. Suspension is missing, so we're gonna have to put that on along with the wheel well for both this side and passenger side. So we got a little piece right here. So again, all the fasteners that we will be using are going to be all reused fasteners from the other SC430. So we're going to do our best to use what we have, right? And then the OEM wheels, as you can see, we're missing a fastener here, and a fastener here. Seems to be cracked too a little bit all the way around, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. we're gonna have to go find those fasteners. Don't think I have any extra ones because I've never owned high wheels on any of the SC430s I happen to have. So gonna have to go see if we can buy those. And then this is that door side piece I was talking about. These typically come off. They fall off all the time, so we're gonna have to replace that. Interior. This is where things get a little iffy. Severe damage on these guys. We may replace them, may not. I am not sure. As you can see, they've definitely have been inside of this before, previous owner, because it's all cracked here and it's been glued back, and you see it. There's a lot of play, so that's definitely broken. And then again in here we have seats completely ripped apart. As you can see, very used up. Backside looks okay. So you can see damages here, damage here. Again, we might get seat covers, we might not, depending on the budget of staying under $1K. Cluster is missing. I do have the cluster for it, and I took it out. I need to go grab it and put it back in. But everything interior-wise, I do have for sure. I just have to figure out what I need to put back in because a lot of it is damaged. I think one of these guys is damaged. As you can see, there's a broken piece. I don't know what that goes to, but I'm sure. Oh, this one. This is broken. Yeah, this is not really a big deal, but if I have extras, I'll slap it in. But that is for the driver's side and the roof. I do have pieces for it. It's just I need to get the plastic fasteners. I have no idea if the hood works. It definitely looks like someone was in here before, or something happened to this vehicle because of the lots of rust on the motors, which is very weird. So hopefully when we put it back together, everything works right, instead, so we don't have to replace it. But if we have to, I can do that. Side markers. Again, someone put those aftermarket ones and kind of didn't put it back on, I guess. Again, we're gonna go full stock, so I will be taking these out. It looks like they, oh wow. That's how they connect to the wires. How dandy is that? Trunk, a bunch of parts are in here. I currently have it locked, or it doesn't open. Yeah. Gonna have to get that manually opened. So the tow hitches that I was talking about, these guys right here, probably won't repaint them if I don't need to. I can just put them on and nobody will notice. Reverse lights are missing. I can get those, no problem. Fasteners are here are missing, or they're just not put in correctly. This one looks okay. Passenger side. This one looks pretty good. Again, somebody tried to get in and failed. Cracked it. This one doesn't have play, so that's good. Here's the wheel well, engine cover, a bunch of extra parts in here. The seat doesn't look too bad. It looks like it might be just the driver's side, which is fine. Again, we got more completely broken pieces in here, so that we may not be able to replace. See? So that might be a problem. Might have to buy it new. A bunch of extra parts in here as well. So we're gonna be trying to use what we have and restore this. Alright, well, the air gun is building up air from the air compressor. We're gonna take all the wheels off this SC430. Reason being because we're gonna be bleeding the brakes anyway to put in new brake fluid, so we're gonna take it off, and then we're gonna clean out the disc brakes as well because they are super rusty and we don't want to make it look kind of goofy. So we're gonna take the wheels off of these because this is the original one, and I have the 07 wheel on that because I put it on this car because that one has a flapping bad, so I put it on this one as a temporary solution. So I'm gonna jack this one up, take the wheel off that one, and basically do a swap here, but then we're gonna keep all the the wheels off of this car specifically, just put it onto the side so it's easy to work around underneath. Alright, next up, now that I get all the wheels off, I'm going to take out the fender. This is the one that was damaged, possibly from a wreck, and they tried to buff it out. You can see just from the reflection there's a lot of sun going on over here. Luckily, you can see right there, I have another fender that will, assuming that the second generation of the SC430, those exterior parts fit on here. I'm assuming they do, because mostly the only changes were kind of the front bumper, and then there's some interior changes. But I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna be taking the front bumper off as well, along with the headlights, because we're gonna clean these bad boys up and then deal with some electrical issues that are going on back here, just from just looking without the wheel well. I can see there's a bunch of hanging wire, so I got to figure out what's going on down there and see if we need to replace anything. Alright guys, just took out headlights, front bumper over there, all the wheels are off. Ran into a issue. This is damaged. No problem though, it's not that bad. The bulb still sits in there, but I'm gonna replace it anyway. Let's see what else. Took this damaged fender out. As you can see, there's no damage to the actual frame, but the car did get hit on this side, automatically totaled, just because these cars are old and expensive to fix. So obviously it's quite unfortunate, but gonna be putting in a different fender anyway. But to take it out, you have to take the side skirt out as well. There's like 5 screws on the inside of the door. And then you want to be careful, you want to move the rubber piece that's sitting right here to get a bolt here, 2 down here, 1 right here, and then obviously the 3 that are up here, but for whatever reason I didn't have it on here. So took that out. Now I'm basically ripping everything out today is what's the plan going to be. So on here, going to be taking out the compressor and the alternator, because I might put it in here in case I need a replacement alternator, but mainly I need the compressor. So let's get to it. Alrighty, as you can see, the compressor has been removed. Here's the compressor. Still looks pretty nice. Just needs to be cleaned up. And then obviously we need to purchase refrigerant, so that one's going to be part of the budget, along with the rubber seals that typically go on to these guys. So I took it off right here, but this is what the rubber seals looks like. So we're gonna have to replace that. That's always 100% replaced every single time. So I'm just gonna use this as an example when I go make sure I get the right size. Next step, we're gonna be taking out the suspension, because found out that these shocks are kind of just out and about, and you know, it's starting to crack everywhere. So is it a big deal? Not really, but we're going to be taking it out of this SC430. Might as well, because they look relatively new. So we're going to put it in place of this. So next step is to take the shocks out of both sides and possibly put it back in right away. Maybe not, but at least get everything situated so I know exactly what needs to be purchased, or I need to figure out where I could find a replacement if I have it laying around somewhere. And there you guys have it, the suspension from this SC430. Preparing to put it into this one, so on this side. And then that's basically it for preparing all the things that need to be done on the exterior. Probably tomorrow start working and finishing the rest of it, and then moving on to interior before doing actual engine work. Alrighty, there you guys have it. Thank you for watching the first episode of Operation Frankenstein. Put in about 7 hours straight. Just basically disassembling everything we need to disassemble to fix or repair and whatnot. So that ended up being quite a bit here, and then a little bit on the other SC430. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.